What's up, YouTube? It's RS Mario here, bringing you episode 2 of my Zelda Wii U rumors and news videos. So, here we go. So, in this video, I break down where I think the Legend of Zelda Wii U takes place in the timeline. Now, there's several places they can go in the timeline. I mean, some of them are pretty good places, but I have one spot in particular I really think this goes in the timeline. But I'm gonna go over all of them. I'm gonna try to keep this as quick as possible because I do have a lot to talk about in this video. But here we go. Alright, so the first spot I'm gonna choose for the timeline, as first place in the timeline where this could be, is in the era without a hero. Now, in the official Nintendo timeline, it's separated into eras and 3 different timelines. The era without a hero timeline takes place after Ocarina of Time. Technically, it's supposed to take place after Majora's Mask, but Nintendo kind of screwed up the timeline, so it takes place after Ocarina of Time, in the adult timeline, where Link is just gone. Now, they don't really explain what happens to Link, but now in my version of the timeline, at least the way I think it should go, it should be Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and then the era without a hero. That would explain where Link is, because he's not here. This is the era with no hero. And we know in Majora's Mask, Link leaves to go after Navi and never comes back. So, that would explain why there is no Hero of Time. There is no hero in this era. And this era is also, would be perfect for a Zelda game, since we're not quite sure if the Link in that game is actually Link or is actually one of the legendary heroes known as Link. So that would explain the era without a hero. I mean, that would explain why, the feminine characteristics of the hero, not wearing Link's clothes, not having any of Link's gear, even though it is, this person is riding a horse that looks kind of like Epona, it's still no confirmation that it isn't Link. And they even said, that there is no guarantee that the person in that trailer is Link. Even though we all know it's probably Link, and this theory is probably just lame. But it was just too big of a theory to not put in there. The next era where I think the new Legend of Zelda game can go is the era of Hyrules Rebirth. Still in the adult timeline now. And the reason I say this is because if you look at the area, it's pretty sparse. It's pretty empty. I mean, there are people around, dotted around, and there's little houses and things. There's not many major cities. There's not many of that kind of stuff. Like, this is early civilization. This is early populating of this area. And we do know that in the era, of Hyrules Rebirth, that there's a new continent that's found that's actually covered in Spirit Tracks. Now, this could happen before Spirit Tracks. So, this Zelda game could actually happen before, Tetra and the Link from Phantom Hourglass, aka Wind Waker Link. This could happen before they actually get to this new continent or New Hyrule. This could be the early stages of New Hyrule, when people come here and start selling this new continent that way. And it could be an evil force here that was here before people got there, and that could explain why everything looks so sporadic and different. And it could also explain why the Link in the trailer looks so different, because there's already a Link in this timeline, so this isn't exactly Link. You know, another explanation there, knocked out. Right, and that's my other two theories are kind of out of the way. So last but not least, as far as places in the timeline where this game could go, the last one being the era of chaos. All right, so the reason I think it probably take place in this era is because for one reason, I think this game is a sequel to Skyward Sword. I mean, because if you look at the area, you know, the area is very sparsely populated. There's not a lot of people on Hyrule. You know, you don't see a lot of, you know, you don't see any cities or villages or anything like that. It's sparsely populated. You know, so I mean, we know that after Skyward Sword, that what happened? After Skyward Sword, you know, people started coming down from Skyloft and started repopulating Hyrule all over again. And you know, this could be the beginnings of that happening. You know, and that could be another evil force that they don't know about, and this could be where this link comes into play. You know, another reason why I think that is I think this game might have been actually addressed in another older Zelda game. And I'm gonna let you just check out the proof right now. Let's check this out. Alright, yeah. See, that was the intro to Minish Cap. To Minish Cap. So in Minish Cap, you know, in that intro, they say that a tiny Picori brings the hero of man a sword and a light. Alright, a golden light. Alright, so first when I first saw this, and a whole bunch of other people when they first saw this, they were thinking that they were talking that, you know, this was talking about, you know, this was talking about Skyward Sword, and the link from Skyward Sword was the man, and the sword was the Skyward Sword, and the golden light was the light from the Skyward Sword. But that's not exactly true, because in that case, then the Picori would have not brought light and a sword to a man. He would have brought a man, a light, and a sword. But that's not the way they said it. They said the Picori brought the light and the sword to a man. So, you know, so the Picori actually brought this to somebody who was already living on the surface. So that could also explain why this Link in this game does not have the Link's gear, because he hasn't gotten it yet. You know, this could be early in the game before he meets the Picori and gets the sword and the light and all the rest of his gear. But yeah, so that will place this game in the era of chaos, right after Skyward Sword, but still centuries before Minish Cap. You know, and that would be perfect. And, you know, that would also explain another long unknown mystery of the Zelda franchise, and that is, who is the hero of man? They've never really explained that. They've never explained in any Zelda game who was the hero of man. They talked about him in Minish Cap, and they said that, you know, he's the one that the Picori brought the light, you know, the light force, and, you know, the Picori blade too, and he, you know, saved the land from the encroaching darkness. Alright, we know that he did that, but then he sealed it inside of this chest, you know, and that was it. yeah, this is a pretty quick video here. I kind of explained where I believe the game takes place in the timeline, a couple places it could take place, but mainly I think it takes place in the era of chaos. And I think that the reason they call it the era of chaos is because, people were coming back and all kinds of things were happening because, mankind is trying to, retake its place on the surface, whereas there are all kinds of evil and things are still there, and that there's conflict, and there needs to be a hero, and the hero is the hero of men. So yeah, if you like these videos, just like, comment, subscribe, and keep a lookout. I'll be doing these videos every Saturday, so keep a lookout for this. Also, keep a lookout for my Pokemon my metagame analysis videos. I have another one of those coming out on Monday. And also, I'll be doing the other Pokemon videos too, because I really haven't been talking about anything else other than Mega Pokemon. I'll be doing those videos as well. So, just keep a lookout. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Share it with your friends. If you got friends who like Zelda, tell them, hey, look, I got a dude who's got some theories. But yeah, just like, comment, subscribe, and keep it real.